Good evening, guys, and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. My goodness, guys, it feels so much later in the week already. I was up at 7 o'clock, 7:45 this morning, I think. But I have been up for an insanely long time today. I didn't get a whole huge ton of stuff done for today, but me and my mom had to make a quick run to Walmart to get a couple of sort of last minute things that I knew were most likely not going to be cheaper than getting them at Meijer, which is where I'm planning on going to tomorrow. But things are going to be a little bit different. I'll have my grocery haul for you guys tomorrow early in the day because me and Matthew are going to go to Meijer because the whole scheduling tomorrow is like crazy. But him and my dad are going to go Christmas shopping tomorrow night and do sort of like I told you guys their tradition, like, you know, we normally wind up going, like each one of us kids will wind up going with my dad one day. It was normally on a weekend, but because Matthew wasn't home up until this weekend and we had the party last weekend, he wasn't home up until like this, like this weekend that we had the party, they weren't able to go until like this week. But things didn't end up working out because we were supposed to actually go to see Christmas lights tonight, only to find out that they're not doing Christmas lights anymore at the spot where we've went for the last 2 or 3 years now. They're not doing it anymore. So we weren't able to actually go there today. We drove all the way out there only to find out that they didn't actually have them. We didn't like look ahead of time because they've done it like every year since like my mom says she can remember, like when, like, you know, for like years and years, and now all of a sudden they're not doing it anymore. So either way, we went all the way out there, which was like a 15-20 minute drive, like I said, to just pretty much turn around and come back. And so my dad and Matthew probably actually could have gone maybe then today, but that ended up changing a little bit. So they're going to go tomorrow night when my dad gets home. But if they're going, that means we can't go to Meijer. And I would say, oh, well then like we could go to Meijer on Thursday, or like my dad and Matthew could go Christmas shopping on Thursday, and then me and my dad could go to Meijer tomorrow. But we're supposed to get that winter blizzard that is supposed to give us close to a foot of snow. And I have seen so many advisories now that are saying like, you know, get everything done before Thursday afternoon because it's supposed to start to get really bad on Thursday. My dad said too, I think it's even by 11 o'clock it's actually supposed to start snowing. So my dad thinks that he might actually be home from work early on Thursday and then will not actually work on Friday, which he was originally supposed to. And like I told you guys too, we're doing our Christmas, we're actually going to be doing it on the 24th instead. And so we're doing Christmas Eve like on the 23rd this year because of my mom's work. So because of that, we will, like, my dad originally was actually supposed to work on what would be our like Christmas Eve, and so he will not because of this blizzard that we're supposed to get. And on top of that too, we are supposed to get, again, we'll most likely actually have snow for Christmas since we're doing it kind of a whole day ahead. So anyways, it's like, it's crazy because it's so close to Christmas. It's not like it's like happening like the weekend before, like earlier in the week. It's like just a couple days before Christmas that we're supposed to get this. So that's why too, the grocery stores and just shopping in general is going to be a madhouse like these like next 2 days really. Like I said, like people trying to get stuff in before the storm. So me and Matthew are going to go. He is going to take Jack to school, then he's going to go to the gym. Then Jack was only at school for like an hour, I think, or an hour and a half or something like that for his one final that he has left. And so then my mom, I think, is going to pick Jack up while me and Matthew go to Meijer. Then when we get home, like, you know, we'll be home, I'll share with you guys my haul for tomorrow. And then my dad and Matthew are going to go Christmas shopping tomorrow, and they're going to get Jimmy John's. So then after that, I think that is all. I think that's kind of the big thing that we have coming is the storm. And so because of that, like I said, all of our stuff is getting pushed into and crammed into kind of like one super condensed you know, like day, because on top of that we can't figure like, oh well, we can go like on Friday on Christmas Eve, you know, or what, the day before Christmas Eve, even too, if like the snow, because it's supposed to snow I think Thursday into Friday. So even if it like lets up and by Friday, there's no more snow left. That's our Christmas Eve, and for the most part, we will most likely not wind up going out anywhere to go and do anything, because like I said, we're kind of celebrating Christmas Eve on that day. So it's not like we even have like one extra day of like last minute cramming, you know, type of shopping that we can do or anything like that. So that kind of stinks. Like I said, that we're getting, you know, like I said, kind of rushed here, but we could have possibly done Meijer earlier in the week had I not had to have gone, or maybe my dad Matthew could have went Christmas shopping on Monday if we didn't have the Christmas party, that we could have done the grocery shopping then for like Tony's and Caputo's on like Saturday or something like that, or we could have done Jewel, and like, you know, anyways, it would have just possibly worked out differently if we didn't have, you know, this week pretty much was crammed with just so much stuff. So anyways, today, like I said, me and my mom ended up though running to Walmart, and then we ended up actually just me and my mom on their way back, we picked Jack up from school because he had like a shorter day again too because of his finals, and then we ended up coming back home, and we watched Christmas movies pretty much all day today. Me, Jack, and my mom ended up watching The Polar Express and also Miracle on 34th Street, the new one, the 1995 version, I think, the 90s version. We ended up watching that. So, that was what we did. Then, I think around that time was when my dad got home, so then we decided we were going to, like I said, go all the way out, like I said, to go and see Christmas lights when we were not going to see Christmas lights because they didn't have any up. Then we ended up coming back home and we ended up watching Die Hard, because you guys can decide whether or not Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but Jack is convinced kind of anything that has a Christmas tree in it is a Christmas movie, even if it's not entirely. So we have all kinds of stuff on our like Christmas movie list that is, I feel like, way more not associated with Christmas than Die Hard is. I think Die Hard is a much more of a Christmas movie than some of the ones that, like I said, were on our Christmas movie list. But Jack, it was, like I said, he ended up deciding, you know, like he wanted to put a couple on the Christmas list that are more Christmas movies too. Like he put Spider-Verse on the Christmas movie list, which it like takes place in the winter, and I guess it has some like sort of Christmas themes a little bit, but like again, not as much as Die Hard. So we watched like Iron Man 3 yesterday, I think, which to me that's kind of a Christmas movie too, in a sense. Like if it uses Christmas music, it's centered around the holidays, you know, like that kind of stuff. It is, you know, again, it can be like an action movie, but based around the holidays, you can still kind of consider it a Christmas movie. It's not like it, you know, has anything to do with Santa Claus or anything like that, but it's like a good sort of in-between movie where if you're not really into wanting to watch, again, like little kid movies or super, you know, like almost like chick flick movies too, I would honestly say that, like, you know, just like wholesome movies too. I guess like Miracle on 34th Street is kind of one of those like wholesome family, like chick flick almost kind of movies. So if you're not into watching that and you want to watch more of like a action movie, I would definitely say, and want it to still be in the realm of like Christmas themed movies, Die Hard, Iron Man 3, that kind of stuff, they still do fall in that realm. It's just kind of what your taste is. So if you really want to watch, like I said, you know, you have different tastes and sort of what you want to watch as far as Christmas movies go, that's definitely one that I would consider. It's not like you have to watch it to be in the holiday spirit, but it is one of those ones where it's like it has holiday themes in it, so it does kind of, you know, like I would watch it if it wasn't Christmas time too, but like Miracle on 34th Street, I wouldn't watch that if it wasn't Christmas time. So I guess that's kind of where that comes into play. Like, is it a Christmas movie? Is it not a Christmas movie? So anyways, like I said, we did wind up watching that. We've still got, like, I'm like freaking out though, because I'm like, we have one less day now of like than everybody else for Christmas until Christmas, and then like we still have a ton of Christmas movies left to watch. We, like, I don't know, there's just a lot of stuff I feel like that's like we still kind of have to do, and like Christmas TV shows like that we wanted to watch and like stuff like that. I just feel like we're kind of like entering like the last days before Christmas, and there's not, like I said, you know, a lot of time really to watch some of those movies. But like my dad was saying too, he's like, honestly, like, I would have maybe liked to have like held off a little bit more, like with Die Hard or Iron Man 3 or something like that, and watched maybe some of the other movies that are more centered around Christmas, because we can watch those after Christmas, like that week after Christmas before New Year's kind of thing, because it's still like holiday themed and still sort of like winter themed too, where again, like I said, they don't have a huge emphasis on like Christmas traditions and stuff like that, and so they're not like, you know, like watching some of the movies after Christmas, I feel like it's just kind of like, it just doesn't feel like it fits to watch some of the movies after Christmas. Like some of them, at least for me, I like watching them for anticipation of Christmas and not after the fact. But like I said, those action movies to me are more like I could watch them after the fact and still kind of just feel like it's the holiday mood and holiday spirit kind of thing. So anyways though, guys, yes, that was what we were up to today. Like I said, we had plans to go and see Christmas lights, and you know, like I said, that ended up not happening. We didn't end up doing a huge ton of stuff really related to like Christmas time this year, which kind of stinks. And again, we had this plan for today, and then they didn't even end up having them like at this, you know, place where they normally have them set up every year. And so anyways, like I said, that stunk. But like we originally sort of planned on going to Chicago, we didn't end up doing that. We'd even planned on going to a different downtown area, not in Chicago, a different like neighborhood, and do like Christmas walks, sort of shopping and stuff like that, but we didn't end up doing that. We, like I said, we had like a couple plans. It's just, it's so tough because like once like Thanksgiving's over, I feel like there's only a couple weekends before Christmas. So if like we plan stuff to do it on the weekends, like it's we're very pressed for time sort of, and like, you know, we don't have a lot of times a ton of time on the weekdays because of, you know, people's school and work and stuff like that. But the weekends are also hard because my mom works, so it's like we can't sometimes find that super happy medium, because like again, up until this week, like Jack, you know, Jack only has one day off of school before our Christmas Eve, really, because he has school tomorrow, and then he'll have Thursday, and then Friday we're doing Christmas Eve, and then Friday or Saturday we're doing Christmas Day. So he only has like one day that he gets off, you know, officially before we actually are celebrating our holidays. So like I said, that kind of stinks, but that's why too we can't really like plan a lot of stuff to do on the weekdays. You know, like again, after school, work, that kind of stuff. And the same with my dad. You know, his work when he gets home, which is normally about the same time as Jack, there's not, again, a huge ton of time for us to go and do things. And again, the same with my mom, like we can only do things normally up until like mid-afternoon, or like afternoon time, early afternoon sometimes, it depends, on Saturday for my mom because of her work, because then she has to sleep before she has to go on night shift. So like I said, it's just trying to correlate everybody's schedule is really tough. And you know, like Matthew wasn't home until like this last week, and so again, there's a lot of sort of like tough, you know, like I said, scheduling and stuff like that, that we weren't able to do a whole ton of, you know, a big chunk of things that I think we wanted to. But also too, guys, our house is in such disarray right now. Like I am happy at least I've gotten the dishes under control but there's still so much other stuff. Like there's just, we have got like tins of cookies all over the kitchen table, and like fudge, and then there's presents and wrapping stuff everywhere, guys. It is just a complete mess. Like we are all over the place. So yeah, like I said, it is just, our whole entire house right now is in absolute chaos, and it's kind of driving me crazy too. So I think that, you know, like again, trying to even do things like at home is tough right now, just because there's so much going on and so many things going on, and so much from other people too. Like I said, you know, school still, and scheduling, and you know, all that kind of stuff. I can't even find time to like try and get like things cleaned up and stuff like that, because I'm like, oh, I left this out for this person, and so then, you know, like they go and use it or whatever, but it's super late at night and then it doesn't get put away, or you know, whatever. I don't know, it's just a crazy, you know, like, and we haven't had everybody together to like group clean anything either right now. So like I said, it's just like I've been slowly sort of working on and piecing sort of like, you know, things together, and you know, trying to get things done little pieces at a time. But it's still kind of just like, I feel like I get something done. Like I just finished all the dishes yesterday, and although we were planning on going out for dinner tonight, when we ended up actually just getting Panda Express because we were going to stop somewhere on our way back from going to see the lights was the plan for today. So we ended up doing that, which like I said was not, we didn't dirty any dishes really, but there's still just like cups and like cereal bowls and stuff like that that people have dirtied just in one day that nobody washed. So I'm like, I'm really gonna have to wash everybody's coffee mugs and cups and, like I said, bowls and forks and knives and utensils and all that kind of stuff like all over again, because they didn't get like taken care of. So I'm gonna have to, it's not a lot, but I probably have to do that again tomorrow as well. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I'm still like, you know, like kind of stressing out a little bit over. I'm not so much about the food, like the food I'm not surprisingly stressing over, or like any like, you know, that kind of thing. It's just like, I don't know, just the house right now is just it's just in chaos. So I'm hoping maybe when I get back from Meyer tomorrow and like I can just maybe get things done and cleaned and taken care of, and we can watch some more Christmas movies too, to try and get some of those ones off of our Christmas list. But the thing is too with the Christmas movies, I've watched a lot this year that like we have not watched. Like it's weird. Sometimes we'll go through a phase where like we watch like this movie, like, you know, almost all. Elf I think is the one movie that I will say we watch every single Christmas no matter what. But like there was a period of time where like we watched Home Alone and then we didn't, and now we have again. And like the same thing too with Christmas Vacation. Like we didn't watch that for like a while, and then we like, I actually don't know if I ever saw it when I was little, but then like maybe around the time I was in high school we watched it, and then there was like 1 or 2 years where like we didn't watch it, and now like we've watched it probably for the last at least 3 years or so. And the same thing too with like, up until last year I'd never seen A Christmas Story or It's a Wonderful Life, and so we ended up watching that last year, and so now those are in like our Christmas sort of movie rotations. And it's not that I have seen A Christmas Story, but I never have ever seen it all the way through, because like it would be on all day on Christmas morning, and so like in the morning my dad would be like, oh, like why don't you when I go to wake my parents up, you know, when I was like 4 years old, I'd be like, oh, like, you know, let's get up, it's Christmas time, and my dad would be like, no, let's sleep in for a little while, why don't you watch this? And he'd just like put it on, and I'd just be like sitting there, but then I get so excited I go rack and run in their room and like wake them up again. And so like I said, I like throughout the years I've probably seen the entire movie, but never in one like chunk, like at one time. I've seen pieces of it, but never the whole thing all the way through, like in one sitting. So like that. And It's a Wonderful Life I actually never seen up until, like I said, last year. So now there's a lot of movies though this year that, and I was telling you guys too, it's like Miracle on 34th Street. I never seen the original, like the black and white version, but I did see the 90s version all the time when I was like little. And then like probably at least 15 plus years ago, I've never seen it again since then, up until we just watched it today. So it's been years since I have seen it. And so like that was one where I was like, oh my gosh, like I always put it in like I want to have this in my Christmas rotation as far as movies to watch, but we never end up like watching it. So there was a lot of movies, like I said, as far as that goes, where we actually, they were like on our Christmas movie list, and we actually were able to watch them this year. So like I said, I'm hoping too that we get to some of those other ones that I do want to and plan on and hope to see, just because like, you know, Christmas movie marathon kind of thing, it just kind of does, I don't know, like certain movies just get me in the, like I said, holiday spirit more than others, because I've been watching them for so long, and so I very much associate them with like, I only watch these at the holiday time. You know, some of those ones, like I said, where I haven't seen in a really long time, or I don't watch consistently, like almost yearly, like I would say Home Alone and probably Elf are the two that we probably see every single year, and without seeing those, it just doesn't feel like Christmas time to me. But I do like seeing again some of those old ones, or ones that I haven't seen or haven't seen consistently, you know, like I said, to actually add into the rotation. But it is tough because like we had more movies on our list than we had days before Christmas, so we had to like at least watch 2 or more a day. And so like I said, me and Jack, there was a couple again that like certain people were like, I don't really want to watch that, or I don't want to watch this one, or whatever. And so, you know, we were able to watch some of those without everybody, so that's why like we were able to pick like 3 and watch those today. But there's definitely gonna be a couple that we probably still won't be able to watch. There's also some too that like if I couldn't find on streaming services, I was recording them like for our DVR, like through our cable, and some of them didn't either record or I still couldn't find them. Like I could never find, which I know is on Apple TV, or Apple TV Plus or whatever. It's the Charlie Brown Christmas. But I know that sometimes, because I tried to look for this like the beginning of December, they might be showing it later on, but when I searched for it, I couldn't find it. So like I said, they might have it now closer to Christmas time, like actually on like TV to be able to record it. But like I said, I couldn't find some of those ones. So I know that there's a couple that were on the list that I couldn't find the streaming services for, or they weren't showing them on TV that I could record them for either. Or we didn't have the streaming service, like I said, that they were on. So either way, guys, I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed. I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.